Cooking at the Hobbs is the man behind some of the finest Italian food, like I said, in the country. It's Theo Randall. Great to have you back on the show, Theo.
Thank you very much.
So, on the menu is a bit of sea bass which you've got on here.
This is a beautiful piece of line-caught sea bass. It's incredibly fresh, this fish. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it into I'm going to make like a bag with some tin foil.
Right, you want run through these.
We're going to have some lemon in there, bit of basil, butter, bit of vermouth, and then you're going to pop these English peas,
which
nice and early.
Coming in season now,
And we're going to do some spinach with that. So it's very kind of clean. We don't have too much sort of flavour.
Now the line-caught bass is you can see, obviously the size of the fillet is much bigger, but the farm bass, which you often see in the supermarket,
they're about sort of. A farm fish doesn't go for more than about 700-800 grams.
Yeah.
Whereas wild fish obviously can go as big as you like. I mean, that fillet came from about a 2-kilo fish.
There is a difference in price, though, but
huge difference in price, but the flavour is unbelievable. But line caught, you know, it's very special because the fish has literally been taken straight out of the sea on the line rather than being dredged or netted. So a bit of butter on the bottom of the tin foil. You're going to like this recipe because it's using quite a bit of butter. And normally I use olive oil, and you're always complaining about how much olive oil I use. So we'll put the fish as a seasoning on there.
I still get you to do a recipe with dripping yet, but we'll work.
We'll work on that one. Yeah. Maybe some chips.
Yeah, right.
So we've got an unwaxed lemon. It's very important to use an unwaxed lemon because if you use a waxed lemon, it'll taste the wax. Right. So that nice kind of fresh taste of lemon. Why do they put the wax on it? Is that just to preserve it? Or? Preserve it. And you can put a wax on a lemon and it'll keep for like 3 months, 4 months. Right. So it says it kind of keeps the colour and everything. OK, so there's some basil. Yeah. So a few nice leaves of basil. And then we've got our lemon. It's very be careful not to put the lemon directly on the fish, because if you put it on like that, what's going to happen is the fish is not going to cook on the bottom. So put the leaves under the lemon. Right. And then we're going to make this bag. And this is kind of a brilliant way of cooking, because it's all steaming together. OK. And they do this a lot in Italy. And I've seen recipes where they actually part cook spaghetti very al dente, and they put clams and mussels and tomato, and they bake it in the oven, and you get this incredible sort of dish. But this is steaming fish, so make sure you got...
The French do it as well.
Of course they are. Yeah. In paper, so on papillon.
Exactly.
So, and then you're just going to seal the edges.
Yeah. It is a very simple way of cooking, but the great thing about this, you can prepare it in advance and then just literally... But most importantly, you've got to time it.
You've got to time it, but also it's a brilliant way of cooking fish in your oven, so your oven doesn't smell of fish after you've cooked it. Yeah. So pour in it's a dry vermouth.
No, I actually cook with this quite a lot. There's a sauce with peas and lettuce as well with dry vermouth. It's better than white wine, I think, for this.
It's got more flavour than white wine, and it's got a slight sweetness, which, you know, it really kind of helps when you mix like a sauce with it.
How's it look so far? Does look very good. Yeah. Fish in a bag.
Put that on a tray. Right. In the oven for about 10 minutes at about 180 degrees centigrade. Right.
But you could as well. You could pop that straight on a barbecue, couldn't you? Really?
You could put You could put it, or even just cook it on the stove. You just put it on the stove, on the tray, and the steam's actually cooking it. So let's open that up and have a look. So if you look inside there, can you see all that lovely steam's coming out? So you can see that. There's a little oven. So we're going to turn the gas on. And we're just going to reduce the sauce down. So we've got all that lovely fish with the lemon and the basil, and with that butter and the vermouth. It's all made this lovely sauce. And then what we're going to do is get some peas.
I'll put them in.
You put them in, OK?
You've got to wash your hands, I've just been told.
Oh.
There you go.
I'm always being told off for not washing my hands. Here we go.
It's your mother on the phone.
Oh, God.
Right, the peas.
Sorry, Mum.
The peas have got in.
OK, peas got in. And then we've got some spinach.
Yeah.
So you're going to cook that for me. And then we're just going to reduce this down. A little bit of unsalted butter.
Yeah. Now, you prefer this sort of the older spinach, then, do you? Or rather than the smaller?
What I'd say with spinach is, don't do what you're doing. Always cook the spinach with the stalks on, because the stalk has got a lot of sweetness, particularly if it's small spinach. And if you... exactly, just put it in. Just put it in.
Italians. Right. There you go.
And what happens is that stalk cooks and gives a really lovely sweetness and a bit more texture.
Chewy.
Chewy, but it's nice. Yeah. Chewy's good.
Chewy, right.
OK, so that's reducing down.
You want a bit of salt in there? Right, well, that's reducing down. Remember, if you'd like to ask a question on the show for our chefs, then you can call this number. That's 08716 41 41 41. Calls, remember, cost 10p a minute from BT Line. Mobiles and other networks may vary. And if you put your questions to us live a little later on, and don't forget you find this chap's recipe, along with all the other studio recipes from today's show, on our website, bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. Right.
Here's your best bit. Bit of butter.
Right.
And then just emulsify the butter and that reduced sauce down.
Now, as well as festivals that you're doing this year, because you're doing a few foodie festivals, I know, around the UK.
Yeah.
You've got this cookbook you're writing.
Yes, exactly.
On Spanish cooking.
It's recipes like this. It's going to be in the book. Very simple, using lovely ingredients, and you know, basically anything up to about an hour's cooking time from preparation to finish. Okay. So
is this one of the dishes from the restaurant or not? Or is this...
We do something like similar to this at the moment in the restaurant with a tub radicchio and some porcini mushrooms, dry porcini mushrooms. OK, so let's get the fish out. So that piece of fish is cooked beautifully. Pop that on the plate. How's that spinach?
It's there, ready.
OK, those last bits of juice, always good. And then...
There you go.
Season that. Thank you very much.
I haven't put any salt and pepper in there yet.
No salt and pepper in there. So I'm not adding any oil or anything because there's this nice sauce which you can pour on top. And then we just get... Is there a pair of tongs there?
Tongs.
Tongs. Brilliant, thank you. OK, and then that lovely spinach on there. A few peas. This is how you should cook peas. I mean, peas should just... They're podded and then served straight away. There's nothing on them.
Are you saying that because of my mushy peas, possibly, at the end of the show?
I don't know, the mushy peas do look quite good. OK, and then just pour the sauce on top, and that's the lemon and the basil sauce, and then all over the top.
Perfect.
And there you have my steamed sea bass in the bag with spinach, English peas, butter, lemon and basil.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Perfect.
It's easy to get waylaid in the glorious medieval city of Salisbury, which includes the UK's tallest spire. But I've got a job to do, so I'm off shopping to find some great wines for today's dishes. The pressure is on when it comes to choosing a wine for Theo, because not only is this a man who knows his wines, but he's also made an art form out of using beautifully simple, fresh ingredients that are really easy to overwhelm. So, a delicate touch is required. Now, we need a white wine for the fish and those subtle flavours. Nothing too flamboyant. Think Best Supporting Actress rather than Oscar-winning diva. Now, Italy does a great line in understated, food-friendly whites, and one great option is this Suave Superiore. But I found an absolutely fabulous match, and it is the wonderful Finest Gavi. A good tip with wine is to stay local. Now, Theo's dish has a lovely Italian feel to it, and vermouth is a traditional product from the north of Italy, as is Gavi. It tends to be crisp and elegant, and like this one, great value. It's not particularly aromatic, but then we don't want that. We want something with subtlety and finesse. It's tangy and citric, which will complement the bass brilliantly and pick up on the lemon. It's also got wonderful earthy herbal flavours, which will work with the vermouth and the basil. All in all, it's a subtle, elegant, just beautifully simple wine, exactly like the dish. Cheers.